Canadian government, the White House, the International Commission of Jurists, all of them expressed grave and deep concern with the way in which your judicial system treated Anwar Ibrahim.
Yes, you're free to say so, but...
well, no, I'm not saying it. I'm just quoting to you all the people who did say it.
What is the record of these countries? These people, these same countries, arrested people without the law and detained them in Guantanamo Bay, and even in Britain here, you arrest people and detain them without any sanction by law.
So does that make it okay that you did it for 22 years?
We did it under the laws of the country, but it is not the way that they seem to...
You used the laws which went back to colonial times, of the Internal Security Act, emergency procedures. You feel satisfied, to tell me that that was entirely legitimate?
No, we find that the situation in the country is very fluid, and it is very likely that there will be racial riots unless we prevent such people who are promoting racial hatred from talking about it.
But put it this way, Dr. Mahathir, you've had several years out of power now to consider your record and what you did. I wonder whether you are now ready to say that you regret what you did to Anwar Ibrahim.
Why should I regret? He was arrested under the laws of the country, he was tried in the courts of the country, and he was sentenced by the court. If he was not wrong, I don't think, no matter what you think about our judiciary, I don't think he would have been sentenced to prison.
It damaged your reputation, though, didn't it?
Well, that's something that I have to accept.
You may also find it comes back to haunt you. Anwar Ibrahim, of course, is now leading the opposition coalition. We are led to believe that there are certain MPs in the ruling party who may defect to him, in which case he could very soon be running the government. And he's made it plain that he wants to have you answer for all of the things you did while you were in power.
Well, he's welcome to do that if he becomes the Prime Minister of Malaysia. But if he wins over members of the ruling party to his side, it is the Prime Minister, the present leader, who should be blamed, because he couldn't even get the loyalty of his own members.
It wasn't the current Prime Minister who was in power when Anwar Ibrahim was savagely beaten during his time in detention.
But savagely beaten? I know he was slapped and he had a black eye, which was very useful for election purpose. But
well, you think he hit himself, maybe?
I don't know what happened, but the police, the IGP admitted that he assaulted Anwar, but that wasn't me, the IGP.
How will you respond if Anwar Ibrahim comes to power and he, as he said on this program and elsewhere, that he wants a full and thorough public inquiry into all of your, Dr. Mahathir's misdeeds? How will you respond to that?
Well, he is welcome to do so, but I hope that he finds people who are neutral, who are impartial, probably foreigners, because I don't trust the people that they put after people they don't like.
Interesting you say you don't trust people who are currently or maybe in charge of any inquiry. Do you trust the integrity of the Malaysian judiciary?
I do. At times I do, but
Is that because you appointed the judges?
I didn't appoint the judges. The judges were recommended by the Chief Justice, and my duty is to check whether he has any records or not, and after that it is presented to the King, who will then appoint the judge.
Dr. Mahathir, you know as well as I do that the hottest political topic in Malaysia today is the state of the judiciary, the integrity of the judiciary, and a video has been playing in Malaysia for a long time now, which shows a top lawyer talking to a top judge going back to 2001, in which the lawyer says to the judge, believe me, in the end, all of the positions going all the way to the Supreme Court are fixed by the politicians, i.e. by you, who were the Prime Minister at the time, Dr. Mahathir.
Did he say that? Did he mention my name?
He didn't mention your name. He said, this will be fixed. This goes through the political system. Well, you ran the political system.
I'm not so sure about that, but the fact is that this man had his video taken because they were intended to blackmail him. He happens to be my lawyer defending me at this moment for libel against Anwar. And this tape came from Anwar. Anwar had these things recorded in order to blackmail this lawyer.
But the point is, the current government, led by Prime Minister Abdullah, who is nominally, or despite what you've said on this programme, is of your party, Prime Minister Abdullah has now essentially apologised. He's said, both to the Supreme Court Justice that you removed and to other judges that were suspended or removed during your time in power, he said sorry to them. He said that he wants to offer them monetary compensation.
Fine, but it's a political move. Something, a man who is very unpopular at the moment, wanting to show that he's going to do something right.
And that, Dr. Mahathir, is my point. The Malaysian people no longer want to live with the system you created. That's why Prime Minister Abdullah is essentially dismantling the system that you created.
No, he's not dismantling the system. He is making use of the system in a worse way. Nobody can say anything against him. He has newspapers which only reports about him and how great he is, and he was misled by his own supporters into believing that if he holds the election now, I mean this is 1.5 years before the end of the term, he would win. He would have a clean sweep. If you look at the records, he made statements that he would win the election with 0 for the opposition.
The more I listen to you talking about Prime Minister Abdullah, the more I wonder, why did you choose him to be your successor?
Well, these people are very smart in hiding their true character. He was known as Mr. Clean, and I thought I would appoint a clean person to succeed me. Although he was not the one with the highest votes in my party. But I thought that he was older, and I appointed him thinking that he is not going to do anything very wrong. But this man gives priority to his family rather than to the country.
So it was a fundamental lack of judgment on your part?
Yes, I'll admit that, but we all make mistakes, you know. The British people voted in people like Blair who told lies. So did the Americans. Lots of people make mistakes.
We all make mistakes, you say. Was it also a mistake for you to define yourself so clearly as anti-Western and anti-democratic in the sense that the West understands democracy?
No, that's the problem. I'm not anti-Western.